I had a friend who's from Zimbabwe, but they lived in Germany for a while. And when her brother was born, he was speaking in German, and his mom had no idea what he was saying.
Right.
Don't speak to me in German.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just thinking, I can't communicate with my own child. So I guess that's an advantage, but it is a bit.
There's usually one language spoken in the home. Now, in other mixed couples that I know, typically the male doesn't speak any Chinese. And so those children actually wind up being bilingual pretty easily. Because in order to communicate with Dad, you know, it's like the couple you're talking about. In order to communicate with Dad, you have to have it in English. And so they wind up, but there's always, it's never a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
And it's usually where the country, it depends where you are. Friends with another couple, the husband's from, they're actually Canadian citizens, but the wife's originally from Sichuan, and he's, of course, Canadian. You know, they came to China because they wanted their girls to learn Mandarin. Okay, so they were born in Canada. But see, now he's finding out that their English is starting to slip.
Uh-oh.
See, because of the
time to move. Yeah.
You know, so it's a real toss.
Yeah.
You know? it's a real balancing act.
And I think the language barrier is really what is the most bothering.
My parents, so hard for him over there.
My parents don't speak Chinese, of course, and my mother speaks a bit English, but my boyfriend's English is not so good. And so there was this one time when we were going back to China, and my parents are kind of like, it's more like, oh, she's far away, kind of things. And not so much that he's Chinese, but I am far away.
Yeah.
And for them, it's like, okay, when are you coming back, Maz?
The Chinese boyfriend's never really a good indicator to the parents that you're going to be returning to your country.
And
they're thinking, uh-oh.
And so there was this time where my dad took us to the train station. And he was there at the train station explaining that he was going to kick the ass of my boyfriend if he was not treating me well.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he was speaking French. Yeah, so I had to translate.
I would have just totally fudged that.
Yeah, awkward.
And I was really awkward. I was like, okay, my dad is saying that he's going to kick your ass if you're not nice with me.
That is a good point. I think that what was his reaction to that? Was he just...
It was not real stuff. Yeah,
so
it was not going to come. But it was a bit like, I was like, that's awkward.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
Sometimes I think, though, the translation thing can be an advantage. So when my parents had met all my friends and my boyfriend and my sister's boyfriend at Thanksgiving, my mom just fell in love with one of my guy friends. Just absolutely loved him, was singing his praises left and right. And so we're going around the table saying what we're all grateful for. And my mom says, I'm so grateful to be here with all of you, especially Clay. And we all thought that's so awkward, as he is neither of our boyfriends.
Right, they're not.
And so I just left that part, because my boyfriend had already been asking me, so how long has your mom known Clay for? Like, they seem to have, like, a really good relationship. And I said, oh, they've met before, yada, yada, yada. But I definitely decided, I'm not going to translate that. I'm just going to... My mom is very grateful to be here with all of us. Yes, that's
there you
what
go.
she said. Yeah. So there are advantages,
Take
I
liberties.
think. Yeah.
I've had similar situations. You know, my wife was very unhappy with me about things that I had to translate. And I share your feeling. It's no fun. It's no fun.
In fact, I mean, you say, you can adapt a bit the translation or things like that.
It was for his own good.
But you know, you go to, we went to, again, the first time we were in France, so everybody was a bit, I was a bit nervous, he was a bit nervous too, new culture, and then we went to dinner with one of my friends. Okay, and then she was just talking and saying her mother, and then so I was translating, and then my boyfriend was always very direct. He was saying, she's going to die, and the thing is like I got pissed, and then you get pissed, and then you're like, you're not translating, but at the same time you're so pissed that. Anyway, you look like...
man. That is an awkward situation,
And that was a bit awkward. Same thing, because normally if somebody says something, then the person in front hears it immediately. Yeah, you don't need to
do
have
have that
somebody to
buffer.
translate, and then in this case, I didn't translate, but I was like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, just
That's funny.
shoot the messenger kind
Yeah.
of thing,
What about